Hey, just wanted to show you in this video real quick how I set up my bookshelf and rigged it up to act as a controller.
Alright, so the first thing I did is I took a dual shock to this shelf on my bookcase and taped it down decently securely. I've got 2 shelves above it. Another thing is I have this fishing wire, this fishing line, that I've tied off into loops. I don't know if you can see it, hopefully it shows up. I took those loops, and where is it? There we go. Took those loops, looped them around the thumbstick so that when the line gets pulled, the thumbstick pulls. Now I have these things from a toolkit, and I took a bunch of those, 2 to the left, 2 above, and 2 to the right, and I taped them down fairly securely as well. So once I had the fishing line looped around the thumbstick, I ran it through each point and then up to the shelves above. Now this shelf is secured to the bookshelf. There's hardly a gap back there, and it's squeezed pretty tight even if you fit some string through there. But these other shelves, let me see if I can show it off, aren't secured in. The back board of the bookshelf can be pushed through, and let's see if this shows up on camera here. See that light creeping through? So that gap behind each shelf of these upper 2, I ran the string. Let's see if this shows up. Ran the string up to the shelf above. So what I did is I took these pliers, just made it easier this way, ran that through, pinched, pulled the wire through, and then tied it to some CD cases. Now each of the PS4 disc cases, at least the ones that I have these tabs on the inside to hold instruction manuals and what have you. And I ran fishing line to it, tied it around, tied it in a secure knot, closed it, and put it up. So I ran the line to the point where if I pull it out a little, it doesn't pull on the thumbsticks down beneath, but if I pull further, it does. And I'll show you here with this Uncharted case that I have. So you close it, pull on it, doesn't do too much. But if you pull on it enough, let's see if you can hear the thumbstick. Not really, but anyway, when you pull on it, you're pulling on the thumbstick of the controller down beneath. So I have 3 directions for each thumbstick. I've got a line pulling to the right, pulling upwards, and then pulling to the left. And then I have 6 cases up above that each have lines running to them. So as I pull on each individual case with lines running up to the upper shelves, got a few lines there, it pulls on the thumbsticks in different directions. So the logic I used was tied to the left stick and right stick local. Let's see, let me actually switch that to remote. As I flick the thumbsticks, it'll send a signal through each node. Different directions gives different signals. Each of those runs to, in this case, a sound effect which pulses when it receives a non-signal, and then that's tied to keyframes. So let's see if I can show it off decently. As I push the stick up, or different directions, different books get pulled. I then had another implementation where I tied it to character logic. Now this wasn't too tricky to add. All I did really, because the left stick is already controlling character movement, I just tied right stick to jump. Since I have on my bookshelf the character or the controller rigged up,
I just tied the right stick, the up down, and then when the controller is pulled up, I have it pulse to the character jumping. As I push it up, character jumps. So yeah, that's how I did that project. Just running wire to a controller secured on a lower shelf on a bookshelf. As I pull on the cases, pulls on the wires. If I pull on the wire, pulls on the cases too. Anyway, it was just a fun little experiment. Glad to see some of you liked it. Yeah, just running very fine wire that doesn't get picked up by the camera, tying it off, pulling on it, and running it through different points so that it pulls on thumbsticks appropriately, and then each case pulls on a different string tied to the thumbstick in a different direction. Anyway, thanks for liking it.